Our story begins in the highlands of Ethiopia, where legend takes us back to the 9th century, a time when the land was rich with untold stories and ancient traditions. A goat herder named Kaldi noticed something peculiar about his flock. His goats, usually calm and docile, were behaving in an unusual manner. They were unusually energetic, almost dancing after eating berries from a particular shrub. The sight was both amusing and intriguing. Curious, Kaldi tried the berries himself. He picked a handful of the bright red berries and cautiously tasted them. He felt a surge of energy and alertness, unlike anything he had ever experienced before. It was as if he had discovered a hidden source of vitality. This, according to legend, is how coffee was discovered. Kaldi's simple act of curiosity would change the world forever. While the exact details are shrouded in myth, the legend of Kaldi highlights the ancient origins of coffee in Ethiopia. These origins are deeply rooted in the culture and history of the region. The tale underscores the stimulating effects of coffee that have captivated people for centuries. From the highlands of Ethiopia, the love for coffee spread far and wide. From these humble beginnings, coffee would embark on an incredible journey across the globe. It would become a beloved beverage, a cultural icon, and a global commodity, connecting people from different corners of the world through its rich aroma and invigorating taste. Word of these energizing berries spread. Ethiopian monks, seeking ways to stay awake during long hours of prayer, incorporated coffee into their rituals. They experimented with different preparations, boiling the berries and creating a beverage. This early version of coffee, likely quite different from what we drink today, helped the monks maintain focus and alertness. Beyond its practical uses, coffee gained cultural significance in Ethiopia. It became an integral part of social gatherings and religious ceremonies. People would gather to share coffee, discuss the day's events, and strengthen community bonds. This tradition of coffee as a social lubricant continues to this day in many parts of the world. From Ethiopia, coffee beans made their way across the Red Sea to Yemen, likely through trade routes. By the 15th century, coffee cultivation and consumption were thriving in Yemen. The port city of Mocha became a major center for coffee trade, lending its name to a prized variety of coffee beans. The Yemeni people developed their own methods of preparing coffee, often roasting the beans with spices like cardamom and cinnamon. Coffee houses, known as kave khanes, began to appear in Yemen, quickly becoming centers of social life and intellectual exchange. From Yemen, coffee continued its eastward journey, spreading throughout the Arabian Peninsula and beyond. Coffee found a particularly receptive audience among Sufi mystics. They used coffee for its stimulating properties, helping them stay awake during long nights of prayer and meditation. Coffee became intertwined with Sufi rituals and practices. As coffee spread throughout the Islamic world, coffee houses proliferated. They became places where people from all walks of life could gather, socialize, play games, and discuss ideas. These coffee houses, often adorned with ornate decorations and filled with the aroma of roasted coffee and spices, became vibrant hubs of cultural and intellectual life. In the 16th century, Venetian traders, known for their extensive trade networks, encountered coffee in their travels to the Middle East. Intrigued by this exotic beverage, they brought coffee beans back to Venice. Coffee arrived in Europe, marking a pivotal moment in its global journey. Initially, coffee faced skepticism and resistance in Europe. Some viewed it with suspicion, associating it with Islamic culture. Religious authorities even dubbed it the bitter invention of Satan. However, coffee's unique flavor and stimulating effects gradually won over Europeans. Despite initial resistance, coffee's popularity grew steadily in Europe. Coffee houses, inspired by those in the Middle East, began to appear in major European cities. The first coffee house in Europe opened in Venice in 1645. Soon, coffee houses were ubiquitous, becoming centers for social interaction and intellectual discourse. In England, coffee houses became known as penny universities. For the price of a penny, patrons could enjoy a cup of coffee and engage in lively discussions about politics, literature, and current events. Coffee houses fostered a culture of debate, critical thinking, and the exchange of ideas. As the demand for coffee soared in Europe, European colonial powers sought to establish coffee plantations in their colonies. Coffee cultivation spread to new territories, including the Americas, Africa, and Asia. Large-scale plantations were established, often relying on forced labor and exploitative practices. Coffee became a lucrative commodity, fueling European economies and shaping global trade patterns. However, the expansion of coffee cultivation came at a high cost. Millions of people were forced into labor on coffee plantations, enduring harsh conditions and brutal treatment. The history of coffee production is intertwined with colonialism, slavery, and exploitation. On countless plantations, workers were subjected to inhumane conditions, forced to work long hours for little or no pay. The profits from coffee often lined the pockets of European colonizers, while those who labored to produce it suffered greatly. The legacy of this exploitation continues to affect the coffee industry today. While efforts are being made to promote fair trade practices and improve the lives of coffee farmers, many challenges remain. It's essential to be aware of the human cost of coffee production and to support ethical and sustainable practices. The 20th century witnessed a dramatic shift in coffee consumption with the advent of instant coffee. Invented in 1901, instant coffee offered convenience, making it easier and faster to brew a cup. While instant coffee may have lacked the nuance and flavor of traditionally brewed coffee, its ease of use made it immensely popular. The rise of global coffeehouse chains further transformed coffee culture. Starting in the latter half of the 20th century, these chains offered a standardized coffee experience, with familiar menus and comfortable settings becoming ubiquitous in cities and towns worldwide. In recent decades, there has been a growing movement towards specialty coffee, often referred to as the third wave of coffee. This movement emphasizes quality, sustainability, and a deeper appreciation for the nuances of coffee. Unlike the first wave, which focused on mass production and convenience, and the second wave, which introduced coffee shop culture and espresso drinks, the third wave is all about elevating coffee to an artisanal level. Consumers are increasingly interested in the origin of their coffee, the roasting process, and the brewing method. They want to know the story behind each cup, from the farm where the beans were grown to the hands that harvested them. The third wave of coffee also brought a renewed focus on ethical sourcing and sustainability. This means not only ensuring that the coffee is of the highest quality, but also that it is produced in a way that is fair to farmers and kind to the environment. Consumers are demanding coffee that is fair trade certified, which guarantees that the farmers receive a fair price for their beans, ensuring that farmers receive a fair price for their beans, and that workers are treated ethically. This focus on fairness extends to all aspects of the supply chain, from the farm to the cup, and that workers are treated ethically. This ethical treatment includes fair wages, safe working conditions, and opportunities for community development. There's also a growing awareness of the environmental impact of coffee production, leading to a push for more sustainable farming practices. This includes methods like shade-grown coffee, which preserves biodiversity, and organic farming, which reduces the use of harmful chemicals, leading to a push for more sustainable farming practices. These practices not only protect the environment, but also ensure the long-term viability of coffee farming, so future generations can continue to enjoy this beloved beverage. The future of coffee is likely to be shaped by continued innovation, a commitment to sustainability, and an unwavering pursuit of the perfect cup. As technology advances, we see the emergence of futuristic coffee brewing equipment and high-tech machines that promise to revolutionize the way we enjoy our daily brew. Baristas are now able to pour coffee with incredible precision, ensuring that each cup is a masterpiece. The close-up of a steaming cup of coffee captures the essence of this dedication to perfection. New brewing methods, like cold brew, continue to emerge, offering different flavor profiles and experiences. Cold brew, with its smooth and refreshing taste, has become a favorite among coffee enthusiasts. People are increasingly interested in tasting different coffee brews, exploring the diverse flavor profiles that each method brings. Baristas play a crucial role in explaining these nuances, enhancing the overall coffee experience. Coffee roasters are experimenting with new techniques, pushing the boundaries of flavor. The art of roasting is evolving, with roasters fine-tuning their methods to bring out the best in each bean. Baristas and coffee professionals are constantly experimenting with brewing techniques, participating in tasting sessions to refine their skills and knowledge. This collaborative effort drives the industry forward. As we look ahead, it's crucial to ensure that the coffee industry is both environmentally and socially sustainable. This means supporting farmers, promoting fair trade practices, and fostering a sense of community within coffee cooperatives. Sustainable coffee farming practices are essential for minimizing the environmental impact of coffee production. From eco-friendly packaging to solar-powered processing equipment, every step counts in preserving our planet. The quest for the perfect cup of coffee is an ongoing journey, one that should be driven by a commitment to quality, ethics, and sustainability. Baristas perfecting their pour and creating intricate latte art symbolize this dedication. High-quality coffee beans are meticulously inspected to ensure they meet the highest standards. Barista training sessions are essential for maintaining this level of excellence, as they equip professionals with the skills needed to craft the perfect cup. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to see more delicious videos in the future.